I believe that you should always be loyal to your friends and family. I believe this because when you are born into a family or you make friends, you have an obligation to maintain that relationship with them. There's an unspeakable amount of philosophers who have based their work and ideas around a social contract, a theory that supports the idea of being loyal and just decent to friends, family, and fellow human beings. A wise man once said, "Blood makes you related, loyalty makes you family." Friendship today is defined by who's around you most often. I believe it should be defined by who's there for you always. There is a moral obligation to take care of friends and family, and in the case of parents taking care of their kids, they are literally bound by law.
I just feel like discrimination has come a long way, and not only in the United States but in the world. Since the civil rights movements, people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X have greatly influenced equal rights, and not only in African Americans but in all minorities of other people. And I feel like since those movements, it has helped people have equal education and equal pay in their workforce. So I feel like it's come a long way. There's still some work to do, but it will get better. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 is a great example of federal law aimed towards preventing discrimination.
I'm presenting an argument against innate selfishness as human nature. There's lots of books that present that point. Like, if you go through a Sophoclean philosophy of answering questions, eventually you come to the point where all humans just want to be happy. That's usually the basis. So lots of people think that means all people are self-serving, like they're always going to try to self-gratify themselves. That's not necessarily true. It's more important to be self-sacrificing than self-serving to promote the best synergy and productivity in any situation, in any aspect of life. One law that ties into this is the Good Samaritan law, which protects those who want to help people in need.
When attempting to avoid debt, it is important to stay clear of loaning money on the premise that it can rack up more debt than one can imagine possible. One must be aware that when receiving a loan, interest rates can skyrocket, and if a payment is not received on time, more money can be added to the overall debt. In conclusion, realize what the necessities are and only spend on those.
Commercial law is the body of law that applies to the rights, regulations, and conduct of persons and businesses engaged in commerce, merchandising, trade, and sales. It is considered to be a branch of civil law and deals with issues of both private law and public law.
I believe that education is the fuel for all things great. I believe that education is the way people can achieve the American dream as far as money or future job that they might like to have. But I also believe that education is the way that people can make an impact on their community by being informed citizens and accomplishing all things good.
Virginia law mandates that all children attend school. Children often complain about this law, but little do they know it is the law that will most benefit their lives. Education is the way for children and adults to not only impact their own lives for the better, but also to influence the community around them. Through this law, children are exposed to questions and issues that one day, through the education they receive, will be able to solve.
My belief is that there's limited freedom of speech because there's no reason for to be disrespectful or to be prejudiced or racist or anything like that.
Lots of people don't realize how much trouble you can get in with the law for violating your freedom of speech. It is important to always be kind and respectful.
I believe that in order to succeed in life, you have to fully dedicate yourself to everything you put forth effort to and enable yourself to help others, and ultimately that will bring success.
In today's society, people take an unhealthy and illegal approach to make money. In criminal law, this leads to robbery, smuggling, gambling, and tax evasion. In civil law, certain people believe that fraud, embezzlement, and scams are the only way to reach prosperity. In reality, hard work is the prime approach.
I understand that my youth might limit my perspective, but I believe the key to wisdom and understanding is to give a fair
unbiased consideration to every perspective, regardless of age, religion, race, or any other feature that has a tendency to divide society. Hurtful crimes that are committed because of a difference in personal opinion are absurdly counterproductive. Tolerance promotes progression in our educational system, it promotes progression in communities, and most importantly, it promotes progression in our government.
The United States is run off cooperation between the three branches of government and a diversification in the positions of power to provide a level of equality and fairness.
Thank you, Ms. Holt. Tim loves you.